Welcome, everyone. It's been so long. You look good. You're something. Did you get a haircut? I don't know. But welcome to GenMeta, our Masks in Your Generation actual play series here over at the Starfield. Uh, like I mentioned, it has been some time. We are Our short break turned into a long break, which turned into a much longer break than we thought it was going to be. But we're glad you're here. Uh, yeah, and let's do some character introductions and we'll get back into the game. Let's start with Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Zoop.
Hi, I'm Zoup, and I'm playing Gravitas, the Nova.
Fantastic. Let's go with Arkai.
Oh, Arkai back again. Gonna be playing as Leviathan using the transformed playbook.
Gidok. Let's go with Cryptid.
Hello, I'm Cryptid. I tried waving at the camera until I was introduced, but it started to hurt, so I stopped. I'm playing Hound the Reformed.
Reformed. All right. Uh, and last but not least, Dice.
Hello? Okay, hi. I'm Dice Goblin Black Cat, and I will be playing Pyrrha and using the Doomed playbook.
All right. Cool. Cool. And I am Rev. I am your editor in chief, your game master, what have you. So long time ago. Last
In a
session.
galaxy far, far away.
No, that's the wrong game. That's when
That's copyrighted.
I decided to run Scum and Villainy. But a during our last issue, the team was able to finally secure everything that they needed to build a new hideout and a new sanctuary for Pyrrha. It took a lot of effort and some cooperation with not only the secret government agency known as Targe and their contact in there known uh, her name is Aja. I don't know why that name eluded me. Uh, but also from the pantheon of Greek gods, particularly the god of medicine and healing Apollo. Oh, who was able to retrieve new healing waters you for the sanctuary that is within this observatory that they have now secured as their new hideout. The sanctuary that Pyrrha uses is now locked into the mortal plane. It is no longer a a kind of constant inside of a nebulous void. It's no longer conceptual. It is physical. It is real. It is there. And
Touched in the
however,
wind.
despite all of this good fortune among them, they are still wanted fugitives in the eyes of the law. They are er, public enemy number one in the eyes of the Zephyr City Police Department. Uh, and we're going to join the team shortly after they have finished setting up their uh, the sanctuary is all set up, and as they kind of leave, they see that they have kind of uh, a full setup in one of the parts of the observatory, like already fully functioning, as this older gentleman in kind of a tweed, sweater vest, like literally zooms back and forth across the room, setting up different electrical devices and new computers coming online. You know, uh, as the team steps up in, uh, they stop and they look at you and go, "Hello, welcome." Oh,
Whoa. This is impressive.
It was
thank
Wrench,
you,
right? This is pretty cool.
thank you.
Like, I mean, we were used to no offense, Hound, kind of beat up computer and wow.
Look, I didn't have funding.
He has a point.
Yeah, how are we paying for all of this? I mean, how are you paying for all of this? I'm not paying for any of this.
That's
I
a
can
fair
go back
point.
into thievery.
No.
No,
Progress.
no.
Progress.
It was a joke.
Yeah, too soon. Too soon.
I haven't stolen anything in at least a week.
And I'm proud of you. We'll talk again when you get your 30-day chip. But that is a fair question. How? I mean, Aja's here, right? No? Yeah?
Oh yes, she is in the ready room.
Oh, we have a ready room now.
It's just a thing.
What's a ready room?
Oh, it is a room for training, so that you are ready.
Sure, that makes sense. Training? Hold on.
Hey, oh, wait. Pyrrha, you said Aja's a part of Tarj, right? Like, that's just, Are we being trained to be agents? Because I didn't sign up for that.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't exactly sign up for that either, but I don't know what's happening. I was wanting help getting the building, and this is intense.
We should talk to Aja.
Probably smart.
Thanks, Wrench.
You are most welcome. I'm going to continue my work here with setting up these computers.
I like him.
I'm not sure I'll ever get used to that.
I go by they them.
Sorry. I like them. They're nice.
Thank you. You seem very pleasant as well.
I miss him. I miss him so much.
Going to find Aja because I don't know how we're paying for this. I don't know what we accidentally signed up for.
Yeah, so the scene transitions. Would you like to describe what this ready room looks like?
Oh, because it's a part of your sanctuary.
Well, no, it's going to be part of your whole hideout. You should decide what it looks like.
I don't know. Sanctuary is my bit.
The sanctuary is your pit, but you're all free to describe this room if you like.
So, I think for the most part, it kind of just resembles a normal gym with with like an area of reinforced equipment because we have Leviathan. Um, there's probably like a ring in the middle with some sort of like AR devices so that we can practice fighting specific villains.
Okay. Yeah, so it kind of looks like a regular gym. Aja is currently setting up like a 20 by 20 actual ring thing inside the in the middle of this.
We have a sumo ring, guys. Have
No,
fun.
you have like an actual like boxing wrestling ring.
Boxing ring.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Hound, you can get your ass kicked in real time by Leviathan instead of in my garage.
Didn't get my ass kicked.
As he's rubbing one arm, is like the table hurt though. Christ.
As Aja's like literally just winding up the tension on one of the ring cables. He goes, I mean, it's almost done if you want to give it a try.
I don't see why we can't break it in at least.
You know, after fighting you all in the back alley minus Gravitas, I think other people could give it a shot if they want. Like, it doesn't always have to be me fighting the other teammates. Like,
That one.
plus, it seems like we probably exist in a system that doesn't have a lot of good PvP rules.
It's. I mean, you can give a whirl against me if you want.
Ooh.
Sure.
Well,
Okay.
Oh, I figured
Luck.
Leviathan was gonna beat down somebody, but we can watch Hound give it a good shot.
I feel like it'll
Hang-
be more interesting for him.
I need to be honest here. I don't have powers, so like I'm just. If you can shoot like extra dimensional lightning blasts, I'd appreciate it if you didn't.
To be fair, the pools
So-
are local.
So no, I can't do that. I can just open portals to other dimensions. I'm also pretty smart.
Does
but I
that mean
don't
she
think
works like
that's a power.
Spot?
That's a power.
Banishment on command.
Other than
Yeah,
that,
that's like Spot.
my
It's the-
brother and my adopted brother and mom have given me some pretty great training. But no powers to shoot lightning or anything.
As I'm passing Gravitas, I actually have a chance.
a chance, maybe.
Only your dice gave you a chance.
I almost hope that Gravitas takes that as a you have an interest in this woman due to their literal nature.
That's funny. Aja, I do have a question.
Yes.
So I know when you and I talked about this, you were helping us secure the building and get like a low level security so we could make sure the building like stayed locked and inaccessible to the public effectively. But this is so much more than I ever anticipated, and I'm really concerned about how we're supposed to be like paying for this, or if we accidentally signed up for some kind of program or signed up for something we didn't realize we were signing up for. I'm a little bit
Wait, you just wanted padlocks?
just wanted to make sure that people couldn't get in and it was safe for us. We had a warehouse with a box covering the trapdoor.
I was the security
I-
system.
You blew it
Well,
up.
Well, congratulations. You get Tarj's first tier security.
Well, but like the training room, and then like the whatever, that room with all the computers and the stuff and the.
Are we paying you back for this, or are we agreeing to be a part of Tarj?
Or is this just a kind gesture with no other expectations that we can write off on our taxes, so to speak?
You pay taxes?
The government
No,
doesn't know
I'm
I
a
exist as
child.
I am.
Well, one thing at a time. Anyway, uh, so you wanted me to kick your ass first?
Well, first answer her question. We actually really want to know that.
Okay, fair enough. So, this is just mostly a gift with very little
Mostly.
strings attached.
This
Very
still
little
implies there's at least
implies
a string.
Yes, you're not expected to become members of Targe.
Okay.
But we are expected to be allies of Tarj.
We expect that you are going to use this for the greater good.
Okay. That's a string I can accept.
If we find out that you are going to go full villain mode and use this as an evil lair, then we are going to take it away, and you're not going to be able to have this resource.
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
You know why.
Yeah, I mean, Hound, if it was gonna be anybody. But
It just looks
realistically,
away, swigs.
Your secret identity isn't much of a secret.
Yeah, I mean, he told me
we-
pretty much as soon as we met.
We already know who you are. And besides, I'm old classmates with Bolt.
she's kind of got you there. Um, and I will say that for starters, thank you. I appreciate that there aren't conditions that we wouldn't have easily like already accepted. Like basically doing the hey, don't be dicks about it, and like keep fighting the good fight. Those are strings that are easy enough to maintain.
Yeah, I mean, we'll check in every now and again, see how you're doing. Eh,
Still feels like they at least trust us that we're doing the right thing, even
I
if the
guess
police don't.
yeah, I was gonna say even if the people like the police in the city think we're bad guys.
Guys, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
we can't really help out that much with that.
I'm pretty sure it's pretty clear Tarj is working with a lot more information that we don't know that they have.
That's true.
Well, yeah, we've been around since the 40s.
So, question about that computer room. Does it have like access to databases and stuff?
Some.
I mean, nothing super high level, but like maybe enough information to say figure out where they took a particular policeman when he got riddled with bullets.
Yeah, I think that's also a quick Google search.
I mean, yeah, but also kind of like knowing where in the hospital, whichever hospital it is. They also may not have said that because, like, on the off chance he was still being targeted, or they think that we're trying to target him or something like that. Granted, we are kind of trying to target him because we want to bring him here. Well, I guess
Not
here.
making our case sound better.
We're not.
I want to fix him.
We're not planning on kidnapping a police officer.
For long.
Hound says,
Guys,
like a
guys,
liar.
I'm like a liar. Yeah.
I
No.
just kind of stands there with her arms crossed,
He
just
got hurt.
giving you like a weird like. Come on,
Why am I the
you are
social one?
you are
I'm the one who's out
terrible
of sorts.
liars.
Yes,
I'm
they
not
are.
lying. I'm being really honest.
No, but it was lies of omission.
How is that lies of omission? I
It
want to bring
started.
him with you and fix it.
We are not trying to kidnap any police officers. Press X to doubt.
No, it's not kidnapping. It's liberating with intent to fix. The magic healing waters, Greek gods.
Does she even know about those?
Yeah, we've
what?
talked about it. I mean, briefly.
Speaking of the Greeks, and Hound is going to try and Spartan kick her.
Oh, this
Okay,
is how
roll
it
to directly
instigates.
engage a threat.
What?
Roll to directly engage a threat.
What is
First
my
roll
gonna
in a month.
Bro,
What?
she's gonna like Doctor Strange portal remove your leg.
Hound is just trying to change the subject.
Okay. So roll plus
That's
danger.
fine.
That would be a 7.
That is a partial success.
Good job, buddy.
How would you? Which one would you like to do?
I would like to surprise her enough that she's willing to change the subject and get into the fight with me.
Yeah, no, she so you do the Spartan kick and she's kind of like side steps it and tries to and she does like a full like grabs your leg and like judo flips you, and your fight begins. Uh so like you were able to like grab her attention away, like you didn't do any damage to her. Um as you begin to have yourself a little fight inside this ring. Uh blows are traded. Nobody really makes any like real contact. Uh if anybody who's like watching intently, nobody really is really good at fighting other um than Hound, right?
As far as like hand to hand,
Yeah,
brute strength
like
is kind of just my thing.
yeah. Pierre, you don't really have any like combat training, do you?
I wouldn't say that I have much. If I had any, it was like all before my mom died.
Yeah.
So you have very surface level.
Gravitas, do you happen to?
Nope.
I mean,
Okay.
the most Pyrrha probably has is like a community self defense course or something because at her dad's insistence. Like,
And-
This is the
and
first
maybe-
time. It's the first time you actually watch Hound and go like, "Oh, he's going to get his ass kicked," and then you start watching and go like, "Oh."
And maybe Shinobu has seen some of her dad's shonen anime.
Do the Rasengan! Do the Rasengan!
No, but anybody with like extensive martial arts training would see that Aja's just kind of having fun. Aja is not taking this fight seriously.
nah.
So
Eventually,
I
Hound's
think-
going to end up on his
I think
ass, but
Hound is the one who is going to notice that he is not being taken super seriously as an opponent.
Oh,
Like, she said that this is just a warm up. This is a way to like try out the ring, and yeah, you're doing she's doing flips to flip you onto the mat. She's kind of just testing the suspension.
How bouncy is this floor? My God, I'd love it. My brain would just love it if it's actually rigged more like a professional wrestling ring instead of a boxing ring. So it's like it's got the extra bounce to it.
A little bit.
Oof.
But yeah, and fun fact, that bounce is not springs.
No.
No. Wrestling rings are not trampolines.
Well, I didn't
That's
figure it was
just-
a trampoline, but
That's just wood.
ow.
Yeah, you mentioned the wrestling. You mentioned the wrestling fan. But yeah, after a minute, uh she does do another flip on you and tries to put you into a bit of a submission move. I'm gonna have you roll to take a powerful blow.
Roll better, Holmes.
7.
7.
All sevens. Oops, all sevens.
So you can either give ground, struggle past the pain, and mark 2 conditions, or you can lash out verbally.
He's just gonna give ground, and while he's in the hold, he's just gonna tap out.
Yeah,
It's
she
like,
kind of like
get-
puts you in an
get-
arm bar.
Gives a good effort to try to get out, but realizes, oh fuck, I'm screwed, and taps out.
She lets go. Goes, not bad.
You and I both know you did not take that seriously in one way, shape, or form.
No, but you still didn't do bad.
Hmm.
You weren't seriously trying to hurt me either. And
Just go right
with
back
that
to stupid.
observation, she is absolutely trying to shift your labels, putting your danger down and your savior up. Like, you're being a nice person. You're not just gonna go into a fight trying to hurt someone.
I'll take it.
I think she would also like explain quietly that she's been training to be an agent since she could walk.
Yeah, she has explained early on that she has extensive training in as an agent from both her brother and her adoptive mother.
And before that.
And before
And
that.
and before. Yeah. Yeah, I've been
Hound has
training.
half a decade of experience. Aja has a lot more.
Yeah. Aja has about a
2 full
decade
decades.
and a half. Or 2 full decades, yeah.
Well, dang.
So, I know you guys are like, I think you guys should definitely get settled, and I think that we should definitely try to like get things situated here more. But I would like to find out about Lieutenant Ambrose. He's been kind to us, and I think is kind of on our side in a lot of ways.
Helps when we've saved him. Technically
Hound?
not 3 times.
You're kind of our computer whiz. Do you think you could check out the new systems and see how much information you can get on specifically where he might be?
I can try.
I
And secondarily, might
need
be
to go
good for
pick.
you to. Yeah.
I need to go pick up a few things. For like, I'm setting up a shrine to Apollo in the sanctuary area, just kind of as a thanks for everything he did for us. So I need to grab a couple of things specifically for that. And also, we need to figure out some living quarters for, for Hound, for you, for sure, so you can have your own space again. And
So you can move out of my house.
I don't mind, but I know it's a temporary situation. And we can technically set up like little. There's enough space here. We could probably set up little rooms for all of us, just to kind of have a place to lay low if we needed to. So I was gonna hit buy Kia. I don't know.
I'm not sure how to
The
feel about that.
Swedish store. What's
That Norwegian place.
yeah?
This alternate universe stuff is really starting to really get out of hand.
Legally distinct.
Yeah, I just
Gonna go hang out at McDonald's while I wait.
hey, you know what? I'm cautious about copyright stuff.
But I'm not gonna have any of that
We're
stuff.
not a big stream, but still.
I don't plan on having any of that stuff delivered directly here. It's probably all gonna come to my dad's house, and he's gonna be confused. But it'll be fine. I can make a truck and bring it here, or move things slowly. Fortunately, everything comes in boxes. But
Someone who manipulates gravity. Just saying.
well,
Moving
yeah.
it should be easy between them and I.
Well, no, secretive.
No. I'm saying once it gets to where it's going.
Right, but like,
Here.
getting it there is the problem.
Pyrrha, I think your heart's in the right place with this, but I think we should focus on clearing our names first.
I agree. And you doing that research while I go make sure we have a catalog essentially to order a couple things, and also setting up that shrine is important. Maybe not to you, but it's extremely important to me. But if you can do that research, I can maybe try to do something to get Lieutenant Ambrose better. Maybe. I haven't
Well,
tried it.
Lord knows secretive isn't exactly my style, so I might be sitting out on this one. At least for most things.
There's something that you could help me with.
What do you got?
So Gravitas will take you aside and explain. So, remember how I told you about Finley?
Vaguely, yes.
Well, apparently he goes to this school, and I was afraid for a long time. I didn't think it was the right place for me, but I'm wondering now if it is, and I was hoping that maybe you could help me shoot like an intro video that I could send to them.
As long as I'm not in it.
No, definitely not. I just need you to hold the camera gently.
That I can do.
Okay.
I can do that.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go do that, and it shouldn't take me more than a couple of hours. If there's anything specific you want for your living quarters, just text me. I'm just gonna put in a brief order with some basic stuff initially, I think.
Oh, Hound is gonna whip out his phone and immediately text Pyrrha, "We need to get Leviathan another chair."
I'm not sure how
Damn
big this
straight you
place
do.
makes their Allen wrench furniture, but yeah, we do.
Someone blew up the last one. I don't know.
I tried to salvage it in the wreckage. There was no salvaging it.
That poor chair.
It didn't deserve what happened to it.
Alrighty. So next. So I think let's go with Gravitas and Leviathan first.
I have zero expectations about there being a shopping episode. I promise. There's no expectation there. I'm just trying to get her out of the way.
No, absolutely, of course. Well, when we do come back to you, it'll be the aftermath of your shopping, and you meeting back with Hound. So, yes, where are you two going to go? Gravitas, Leviathan. Leviatas.
That sounds like a ship name. That's oh boy. In the ways of the old days.
So we'll probably go out into like the surrounding forest, and Gravitas will have Leviathan like hit play, and she'll kind of wheel out sort of awkwardly because it's like on gravel and grass and over tree stumps or little things. And then she turns around and she looks at it and she's like, hello, my name is Gravitas. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to share my real name with you. So we'll just go with Gravitas, although you'll be able to track my email address. So, okay, so my name is Shinobu Sharma, and I don't really know how I got my powers, so don't worry about that. But yeah, I can do things like this, and she like crushes a tree. And sometimes I can do things like this, and she like causes a bunch of rocks to raise up from the ground and like go shooting off. And she's like, and um I would really like help uh learning how to use my powers in a way where I don't hurt other people. I know the wheelchair might be a problem, but sometimes I can do this, and she like makes it so that she like levitates a little bit. Uh so it won't be all bad, but um I also didn't know what I wanted to do for a long time, but I think I'd like to use my powers for good. And I think um my friend um Finley Fisher who goes to your school says that your school is a great place to learn how to do good. And I hope maybe you would take that chance on me. Okay, how did that sound?
I think you got the idea out. It seemed a little rough off the start, but I think you got the idea of what you wanted to get across by the end of it.
Do you think I don't want to seem too polished because then they'll be like, "Oh, she doesn't need help."
No, but I think at least cleaning it up a little isn't too bad.
Okay. All right, let's go again.
And then we'll just probably spend the next like 2 hours doing this.
Okay.
So many
Refinements and
trees are crushed in the meantime.
pre-editing. It's just making sure the shot is good.
If it wasn't for the fact that you decided to redo it, I thought it would have been funny if the video ends with, "Okay, so how was that?"
I think that's
It
just how we
probably-
leave the last one by accident.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that's just how it's going to end naturally, because I don't think Leviathan knows when to hit stop until Gravitas tells him.
And also just when you mentioned crushing a tree, I just imagined you crush the tree with your mind, and like a wet rag, it just gets wringed out of all of its sap.
Oh, you know what? Maybe we should get buckets for the next time I do it.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't be bad, but
Okay, it'll make this process a little slower, but it sounds like Pyrrha and Hound are going to take a while anyway, so let's go find some buckets.
Just so we're
sure.
clear, by the end of this, depending on how many takes you do, I just envision this like Tunguska level event, like just a crater of trees. Somebody's gonna find this later and go, "The fuck
Yeah,
happened here?"
roll it.
It's one of the leftover
Roll
remnants
me
of a
a flat
supervillain battle.
A
Roll me
flat D6?
a flat d6.
That's a
No,
6.
D6 are cubes.
It takes you 6 takes to get a take that you're satisfied with, Shinobu.
Yeah.
So you crush 6 trees.
So there's clearly evidence of something having happened here. It's not like
I
one or
think- I
two,
think
it's
one
several.
I think one time she tries to crush a rock and then throw and instead of like picking up other rocks, just take the debris and throw it towards Leviathan like a sandstorm.
Like a lizard and whatnot, I'll like cut off the holes to my nose and stuff as it all goes past, so I'm not irritated with it.
Also, thank you for not acknowledging that very dumb sandstorm joke I made.
Ah, how very rude of you.
Yes. I Yeah, and so while you're doing that, um, so to dig up information, uh, so yeah, we're gonna cut back to you're back into the computer room. Pyrrha has just returned with a receipt from Mikea.
Who's got this money?
I used my dad's credit card. It'll be fine. I promise.
And I thought I was the thief.
Look, I'm not there to reprimand, but God, the internal reprimanding that my mind wants to go off and go do.
Yeah.
I'm sure I called him.
Yeah.
Dad, I need stuff.
Went to voicemail and just said you were using the credit card, but
Play that. Let's role play that
uh,
that conversation with your dad.
Have fun with that.
Hey, Dad.
Hi.
So
How's it going?
you know how Daniel was gonna kind of live with us for a bit because like our old hideout got kind of blown up and yeah. So found a solution, but
Okay.
he needs a little furniture. And I know like I have a little bit of money, but like I don't think I have like get somebody a bedroom money. You mind if I go? I'm going to IKEA and also to that little Greek shop because I need to pick up some stuff for a shrine for Apollo. Everything works out fine. But is it cool if I use the credit card to get him like a bed and maybe a dresser and a lamp?
You can get the bed and dresser. I think I can dig a lamp out of the garage somewhere.
Okay. It'll
Just-
be stuff will be
Just
coming.
nothing too expensive.
Okay.
I think I can. You have my credit card?
I mean, yeah, I've got the one that you always say is for emergencies, but
Yeah, it's fine.
okay. I'm just going to IKEA. It's not like I'm going to some big Fancy place.
Yeah. So I think that should be fine as long as it's nothing too expensive. Um, he's a big guy, so probably a queen size would be fine. I think
Okay.
I think I can manage a decent mattress as well.
I'm gonna have the stuff come to the house and then transport it from there because like we don't want to just deliver to the new hideout, you know?
Of course. That makes sense. And Cassie,
Yeah.
I'm really proud of you for stepping up for your friends.
Thanks, Dad. I think it's what Emily would want.
I'm sure. But
I mean, Grandma would
it's
have
also,
wanted, but
I think that Emily, grandmother, your mother would all agree with me that you are becoming such a wonderful young woman, and I am very proud of you.
thanks.
Also, please make sure that Daniel eats.
I'm gonna pick up a
If
microwave too.
if he needs a place to stay, uh, you know, let him know that our house is always open.
I will. Maybe he'll come for dinner a bit, but I'm gonna get him a microwave and maybe a mini. I am college dorm room shopping right now. I just realized.
Uh-huh.
As in the background, the readers will see that that Wrench is fully setting up a kitchen, like a stove.
Well, that's the beauty about receipts. You can always return things.
Yeah.
Microwave is
In the
different than
background,
stove.
readers can see that every time it comes back to a panel of Pyrrha talking, Wrench is just like carrying in an oven with a stove top. of, of
She's
setting,
gonna come in wheeling a mini fridge and carrying a microwave and going, I'll just take these back.
you know, I would love a mini fridge in my room.
Fair.
Ooh,
For all
do
the
I have
sodas he
room for
drinks now.
one?
Yes,
For
for
all
all
the-
of the sodas he drinks now,
for
because
all of
he
the
is not
sodas.
old enough to drink legally.
His 30-day chip has a double meaning.
But yeah, you come back. Uh, uh, you come back from. Actually, I think that your father telling you that they're proud of you would also affect your labels. Definitely, they're an
Okay.
adult who has influence over you. I'm definitely gonna see it's gonna have the same effect that Aja had on Hound. Savior up and danger down.
Hell, did my savior get to 3?
By being a good person.
Gross.
Oh, that's overrated. Yeah, we can't be doing that. Clearly, we have some more mistakes to make.
You are acting all heroic and shit.
I have 2 1s and 3 zeros. Trust me, it could be worse.
Better than a lot of negatives.
You're just kind of middling at the moment.
He's averaging out. He's kind of being just a regular guy right now.
But yeah, you come back from Mikea and You
Mike,
yes. I could look up a Scandinavian word, but this is easier. Uh, and yeah, Hound is currently at the console of a computer. Uh, Hound, this is a much nicer computer than the old CRT monitor with monocolor that you were using at the doghouse. Uh, there's many colors. Like it's a
Is is this a moment where like I walk in and he's like gently caressing the PC and I just kind of go, I'm gonna give them some time alone.
No, you would walk in and it would be slightly concerning because you asked Hound to plan a heist.
No, I asked for information.
And the information
Which is
gathering
the
is the
first
first
step.
step.
Yeah, which is the first step of planning a heist.
There are printouts of blueprints of the hospital with security cameras marked on it, entrance points highlighted.
You're like, look at all this shit we have now.
So first, in order to parse out what you're doing, I'm going to need a superior roll from Hound.
That's great because I am like no superior.
yet.
6.
6. All right. So that is unfortunately a failure.
Potential.
So mark potential.
Yep.
As this computer system is really complicated, and it is far more complicated than your old computer. It's hyper advanced uh, and you get stuck at one point in locked out of one point to try and access hospital information, and that's going to be where Pyrrha walks in, of just Hound just like gently bang her head on the edge of the console, going, "Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it!"
Problem?
It needs a goddamn password.
Like the computer?
No, the hospital. I'm trying to access the hospital records.
Oh.
So you found where he is?
Yeah, that was a simple Moogle search.
I see. Dude, I'm never gonna get over the fact that I gave that its name. God damn it.
Moogle, it comes off the tongue so easily.
It does, but what's worse, it's a Final Fantasy creature.
I also
Yeah,
synthesized the
that's
ultimate
why-
weapon.
That's why it sounds so familiar.
I also synthesized a few items while I was at it, so like we have new armor now.
Where did you?
That
get
was a
the-
Kingdom Hearts joke.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh. He's a synthesized Mog. God damn it.
Oh, okay. I that because I was going to say that would definitely require some getting some like materials and stuff, which
And
No, I
also
haven't.
probably a better
you
role.
would need to contact somebody about getting some materials.
Hey, we need to machine some stuff in-house.
No, I
Let's
don't
go.
have enough Orichalcum pluses to make the ultimate weapon yet.
Oh!
Why are we using bronze?
Get out of there with that
Not
shit.
brass.
Yeah. Orichalcum's just brass.
Yeah, it's just breath.
Yeah. But orichalcum sounds much more fantasy-esque. Let us have our fun.
You need
Yes.
7 of them to get the ultimate keyblade.
Okay,
Technically,
can
you
we-
need
can we
13, but
return
then you
to
have
the
to use the
game?
item that reduces the cost.
That's
Oh
only
my
in
God.
Kingdom Hearts 2.
Anyway,
Guys,
Let's come back.
Guys.
Let's come back.
we are not playing Kingdom Hearts, the TTRPG. We're
I know
we're
who
playing
we
masks.
know.
So let's return to masks.
Yes.
So yes, through the quick search online, you were able to find out which hospital and that he is currently in the ICU.
We see him. Got it.
Do not make a BoJack reference.
I couldn't if I wanted to.
Or a sleep token reference.
That's a
So
little better.
I know where he is generally in the hospital, but when it comes to like specifics, which we need, I'm kind of locked out here. I don't know what room he's in. I don't know what floor he's on. I just have a general area he can be in.
I can try something, technically. It wouldn't require us necessarily knowing anything. The problem is I don't know if it will work. And it could potentially hurt me.
Excuse me.
Elaborate.
So I can kind of transport myself anywhere.
Yeah, we've seen you do that.
But I don't know if I can take anyone with me. Or if I could potentially try to hold the portal open. Because ideally, I mean, I'd like to fix him. He's kind of one of our few friends in law enforcement. And I say friends because I'm pretty sure he saw me with the task force and knew I was there because of Pythos. And he didn't say anything. I want to help him. So I can
Fair.
try this. I just might need someone to chuck me into one of the pools.
Yeah, that still implies you have to get back first.
And it's going
If
to be
I-
a lot harder to get you out of prison than it will be to get someone out of a hospital.
I mean, realistically, I can get myself out of prison with that.
Not if you're
Well-
hurt.
You can change form, right?
Yeah.
So you could borrow my wheelchair and go in looking like me.
Depending
And
on how bad he
demand-
is.
Demand to speak to him or to know, for news purposes.
I have tried the press pass thing.
Identity
before.
theft is a crime.
Well, no, I've tried the press pass thing before.
It's identity lending.
I don't.
Not if they take news stuff.
Leviathan, everything I've been doing on this computer here is technically a crime. Let's get over the fact that we're committing crimes right now.
Technically, being vigilantes is a crime.
Okay.
Not in the city where superheroes exist.
Technically, evading the
Enterprise.
police is a crime, and we're committing that every second we're not in custody.
Regardless of that, I think I can try to hold the portal open. I just might need Leviathan and Gravitas's help to possibly move his entire hospital bed, because I don't know how bad he is. Like, he got hurt real bad. He might be on a ventilator, and I don't want him to like die before we can get him into the water.
Could you, on a ventilator, just throw him in the pool where he can't breathe and it suddenly fixes him and he's just coughing up bad water? Jesus.
Makes sense.
That's a hell of a shift.
Why don't
So-
we...
I think what we got to do is stake out the hospital, choose a hospital worker for you to impersonate, and then Hound can pickpocket their ID.
It is worth a shot. I just feel like there's a lot of potential failure points. Whereas I don't know if this will work, but if it does,
Right
It's
now,
a
I
good-
think it's our best shot right now, and I don't think we're going to get any less failure points.
Well,
Then-
do we still know if the force is operating outside of him being laid up?
They're gonna
I'm sure they
they're
are.
gonna be.
Well, I can offer one sense of help beyond moving stuff.
Are you offering yourself as a distraction?
It would be a lot harder for them to come deal with the attraction if one of their big targets is off wandering around the city somewhere, and they know where it is. It's one of the few things I'm good at.
being visible.
Yeah, when I need to be.
I don't love the idea of you running off alone, but
Gravitas needs to help you with potentially moving the bed. Hound needs to get the ID, and you're our best infiltrator otherwise. Me being a big hunk of this might actually be useful here. Might not be a lot, but it at least might buy you some extra time.
You might need to buy us a lot of time.
That might need to be all it takes. Because the odds are they probably won't have to hold me and try to get you at the same time. They'd have to either diverge or they'll have to deal with me first.
Well, once I get the idea, I can move to assist you. If that's all I'm doing, I can easily help. And it's not like I haven't broken out of prison before.
what if I made an ambulance and set us up?
A blue ambulance?
I mean, it's shades of blue. It would be a pale blue, and so white.
It's
with blue wording.
Ambleham.
Pyrrha, I understand where your heart's at, and you're trying to keep us all safe, but this is one of those times
I
we're
meant to
going to have.
transport him.
Transport
We're
might
gonna have
not
to
be bad.
transport the guy. What do you want from me? It's not like he's just gonna instantly appear here unless we do my portal thing.
Yes, but the question is we'll have to convince them in some way to let him leave in another ambulance to go somewhere else for some reason.
So what do you propose then? Because I'm trying to figure out how to get him from point A to point B, and all I'm hearing is no. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying we'll have to come up with a reason as to why that will be viewed as okay. Okay,
We also need to get the paperwork for that.
we would also
Possibly.
need to be able to convince them to let him out of the hospital, period. Like, I feel like we're looking at 1 billion fail points when I'm just saying we could try to do the portal thing.
We could, but how potentially bad could it be if that fails?
Don't know.
Wait, I thought the portal was already the plan.
Okay. If we do the portal thing, we don't need an ID or for me to change shape or anything like that.
Why not? Don't you need to get in there and Then open a portal.
I was just gonna open the portal and try to hold it open so you guys could grab him and bring him through.
But you don't know where he is.
I don't have to know where he is. I know
Oh.
him.
I didn't know that it was that simple.
Simple's relative by the sounds of it.
I can't go to any place I want to. I can go to any person that I know.
Oh. Then we might as well try it.
We can have Leviathan wait in the Caduceus Pools area, and then when you portal back, you can focus on him.
So
Sounds viable to
As-
some degree.
So I will interject and say that as your GM, looking over the way your portal ability works, and is described. Oh, please let me finish my thought.
Mm-hmm.
It says you can mark your doom track to appear in a scene with anyone you want, and that will portal you to somewhere. If you want to take someone with you, I will allow that. But it will cause you to exert yourself, which is what also marks your doom track. So you will need to mark 2 doom. If you were to execute the plan to just portal there and portal back with Lieutenant Ambrose, that would cost you 4 tracks on your doom track.
To portal there by myself and portal back would cost me 4?
To portal there would cost you 1.
Mm-hmm.
Or it would cost you 3.
Right.
3 for the entire action.
I will say that's
3 for
fine. And granted,
the entire action.
I did talk to you about this last time because I was the one saying, hey, this isn't how my portal works. And you were like, we can make it happen. And I was like, okay.
Yes, and this is how we can make it happen.
Okay. So, in an effort to not necessarily do it too harsh,
Yes.
I could potentially try to sneak myself in, which I've been able to do before.
Yes.
I have a persona if it's the same hospital.
Yeah, we'll say it's the same hospital.
It's
Zephyr General.
So I've got the fake. I think I was a nurse. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
But I
no,
had
you were a doctor.
Oh, I was a doctor?
Yeah.
There you go. I had some fake persona of a guy who isn't a doctor who was there with a clipboard.
Oh, there's that one. I remembered you actually. You also had a persona of Dr. Simone,
Mhm.
an actual a lady doctor.
Oh, no. I didn't pretend to be her. I was some dude.
That's right. You were some dude.
I
Simone
know
Path
who
was
she is.
technically
But
how they got in the door, and then they went into something else.
Yeah, you were some RN.
yeah, I didn't turn into it was I used her as an excuse. She was my fake she was my name drop that I couldn't really name drop.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, it has been a minute.
Yeah,
That's okay.
that is
It's been
I
a
don't even
minute.
remember the fake name I gave that dude, okay?
Yeah. All right. So it
But
sounds like you may have a plan.
I could go there and save myself a singular doom track. Okay.
Yeah.
So since this is your power, what do you need from us?
I need I'll text you guys when I'm about to open the portal. I might need. God, I wish we had a way to like make me a fake ID badge or something that would actually let me RFID scan through.
I can get you one.
Might just
I'd
take
have
a
to get my
minute.
30-day chip later, but
I feel like getting one that we could potentially stick my imaginary face on. Do you think you could try to get back in and maybe implant like an employee record?
I can try.
Because
It's not the first hospital I've broken into.
if we can make
All
it
of you
seem
been?
like my persona is supposed to be there, I have a better chance of getting to his room. Especially if there's a police presence there.
If
Yeah,
I'm in there, I could try to make you your own badge, so we're technically not even stealing it.
Okay. I mean, we could try that. And then you'd have to just make your way back yourself, because I don't know if we could both get up there seamlessly. We could try, but
Hand on shoulder. Pyrrha, this is what I was born to do.
sure. Okay. Leviathan, Gravitas, if you guys could just be in the garden pool area, wait for that portal to open, and then if we have to bring him through on the hospital bed, we might just need to like levitate it over the grass, for instance. It's not like we have, clean linoleum all the way to the pools or anything.
Cool. Is it bad if we break one of these vases?
Which faces?
Just the ones that are scattered around your sanctuary for some reason.
I mean, not really.
Okay, cool. We can try filming another take while we're waiting.
Just do me a favor, and she runs over to the little shrine for Apollo. Not anything over here.
Oh yeah.
That's for me to break.
No, no, no. She lights incense rapidly.
Can't hear you on my way to rob a hospital.
Wait up!
Okay. I think that is actually a good point to take a quick break. So I'll message our tech. Okay. Oh. Oh, I can hear Disembodio speak to us.
Disembodio.
So we'll be taking a short break. Yeah, when we come back, we'll get to that cop napping.
Stop napping. Goody.
Yeah. Welcome back. Fantastic. We are back after a short little break. But yeah, we're doing final preparations for our cop heist.
Oh dear.
I mean, you are planning on heisting. I think it's just going to be a person that you're stealing.
Kidnapping. Hooray.
Yes. It's fine. Cops aren't people.
We like Lieutenant Ambrose.
You know, but you said that there was some material you needed before Hound?
To possibly craft an ID card.
Oh yeah. No, I was going to get that if they make their ID cards at the hospital. I was just going to get them there.
Okay.
They may. It's not that uncommon anymore. Amazon does it on site more often than not.
Places.
You know what? We'll say, given the fact that this is the main hospital of a major metropolitan city, that yeah, they would have the resources to do that.
I would have gotten a photo of what Pyrrha was going to look like as the doctor before I went in.
Just assume that she's looking like that, like after we leave the hideout, because no reason not.
Just we're walking along, all of a sudden, Hound goes, "Oh right," click. Yeah, that'll work.
I think you would probably need like a blank account.
Yeah, we'll need like a white wall or something.
Preferably one inside the building.
It'll be fine. We'll get a quick picture. It's not like it'll take very long to do.
Yeah, no, but it's most definitely not going to be the canned one.
I think it'd be funny.
It would be funny.
No, just like a like we're just it's like the defensive block of the camera shot.
Well, yeah. There would definitely be one. It would be on the ground floor. It would just be like the staffing offices would be on the ground floor. Yeah. And what time of the day are you going?
Night. I don't want people.
I was gonna say like later afternoon into the evening.
To be fair, hospitals do tend to be quieter at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So into the later evening, the regular office is going to be closed. So there is not going to be like really any staff in that area. However, it is locked. So you'll need. So do you have some tools for thieving?
We get to the door. Pyrrha's just like, "Oh man, it's locked. What are we going to? What are you saying?"
I mean, realistically, if you hadn't decided to start picking the lock, there's probably a gap between the floor and the door. She would have just.
You know what? You can do both if you want. As Hound is like working on picking the lock, the door just kind of opens from the inside.
No. I'd totally give him a chance to do it. I'd like just on his own. Like I'd flat Stanley under the door basically, and just be on the other side watching and like kind of waiting to see if there was a shot, and then maybe just turn the little knob not say anything.
If you're waiting for him to do it, then absolutely, he does.
Yeah.
Because he knows how to pick a lock.
He opens the door and she's like, "Good job!"
As you're re-inflating, he is kind of deflating.
Cool skill.
Anyway.
It doesn't take too long to find all of the resources for making a new ID. I'm just gonna have you roll superior to make one and get all of the files for this new employee.
Am I able to help him?
I wouldn't say so because you've never exhibited much computer skills and hacking.
That's fair.
You know.
I don't need it. They left the password on a sticky note right here.
What'd you roll?
I rolled an 8.
Rolled an 8 for yeah, you rolled an 8 for superior. That is a partial success. So you are absolutely able to craft her this new fake ID, and well, technically it's a real ID, that would have access to the ICU, but it was part of your plan to have her have an employee record. You cannot access the records.
You can't
A
fake it
win's
the
a
whole
win.
way, guys.
A win's
Yeah.
a win.
To be fair, if this goes well, it won't matter. You'll have to be in here for 10 minutes and you're out.
So,
Thing is-
hey, they don't process employee records here.
Oh,
They
That's okay.
do, but you just don't have access to that.
he's lying to me. It's okay.
Yeah.
Bit of it, fail. Bit of it, fail. Bit of it. They just don't do that here.
Yeah.
But here's your ID.
Cool.
Shows the worst picture he took.
That tracks.
No, it is in fact the
Don't have anyone look
you know
too-
what? That's funnier than me being a Debbie Downer.
But okay. I'll see what I can do.
Do you want me to cause a distraction? What do you want me to just head back to the hideout? I've played my part. Just let me know what you need me to do. That room probably does have guards, though.
Hang out, and I'll text you if I need some kind of distraction. Just
Yeah, I saw a utility closet back there. I'll just stay in there.
don't get caught.
Are you kidding me?
And-
Janitors are easy to bribe. They don't get paid enough.
Fair. She's gonna go
Not in a hospital.
to the ICU. She's gonna find a clipboard and put nonsense forms on it. Just
Hound will
clipboard.
stay in the utility closet and read the ingredients of cleaner.
I don't know if I combine this with this, I could make mustard gas.
Peggy, those are the ingredients for
easy.
mustard gas.
She's
I did that on accident many times working at a doggy daycare.
Many. God.
she's gonna go to the ICU and then find the nurse at a one of the computer terminals that looks like she has far too many things to do, and come over with a cup of coffee and set it down and go, "Hey, I need to get some labs retaken for this patient. and I'm just coming on shift. I don't know what room he's in.
And she looks up. Looks like she's at the 14th hour of a 12-hour shift.
Hands her the coffee.
And she takes a sip, and there's just that visible, like, shoulders lower, the smile
The
creeps on.
tenseness
She's like,
leaves, yeah.
magic bean juice.
Dirty
she
bean
goes,
water.
he, I see you three.
Thanks, I appreciate it. You done soon?
Who knows?
Oh God, they really need to get more nurses on staff.
No, they're gonna know you're a fake doctor if you talk like that.
She's a fake nurse.
Not all nurses suck. Or not, I'm sorry, not all doctors suck. All nurses are great.
Yeah, but
I disagree.
A doctor giving a nurse credit? Unheard of.
Yeah. And she goes, "Yeah, don't I know it? What does my family look like?"
Good luck, and then walks away towards where I see you three. Heading that way.
So yeah, standing outside of the of Unit 3, there are a couple of police officers, and I have I've never been to an ICU, so in some media you can actually see into the unit. Some Is that the case? Anyone who's
I
been to
believe
the ICU?
I believe that's a price thing, like certain rooms cost more or something like that.
Yeah, and it also just kind of depends on when the hospital was built. More modern hospitals have many more windows.
Okay.
The ICU lets you see them.
So yeah, we'll just say it's a regular closed off unit that, like, has a door that is kind of see through. Um but yeah, there are two armed guards there.
With purpose and confidence, she's just gonna in her wonderful outfit that totally looks legit and her clipboard, she's just going to confidently walk in, not even acknowledge the guards, just pretend they're not even there.
And they're like, whoa, what's going on?
Just routine tests. Need to get a little bit more blood.
And they
You know what you should
They look
say?
you-
You should say, change the bedpan and make them leave.
Well, doctor wouldn't be doing that, but just kind of holds up. It's like, you need my ID. Like, this isn't normal procedure, but whatever.
I'm gonna have you roll to provoke. That is plus superior.
Don't mess it up.
Okay.
It's a brainy move.
I watch plenty of TV. I'm upset with that. I got a 9.
9.
Yep, 0. 9.
So they're gonna look at each other, look at you, and I'm gonna go, okay, yeah, that checks out.
No worries. Should be in and out in a couple of minutes.
Okay. Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, no, here's the thing. She has every intention of getting him through the portal and not traveling with it.
Yeah. And then we have I'm going to say we have a half-page spread panel showing you where the state of Lieutenant John Ambrose. He is hooked up to a lot of machinery. He doesn't seem to have a tube, or yeah, he does have. Yes, he would be on a vent. I don't know medical equipment. It would be like a breathing mask
Oh, okay.
ventilator.
So
Not
you just a like a cannula or
yeah.
like the tubes up the nose kind of thing, not like a whole thing down his throat.
Yeah. Yeah, he wouldn't have that.
Okay,
Um if he did have a tube, it would mostly be like a feeding tube.
got you. Which wouldn't be overly complicated, and it's not always connected to something. So,
Yeah. But there are many different patches. Like there's a whole uh gauze spot here. There's one uh on his head, and 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 several other places. Like he he got shot a few like 3 or 4 times.
is like I'd be looking to see if he's hooked up to an IV. Or you said he's not hooked up to a vent, but he is on oxygen, and then I'm sure he's got leads on somewhere.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. So she's going to look for the buttons because there's always a button to make things quiet so the alarms don't go off.
Okay. You're gonna look for. So yeah, I'm gonna have you roll another superior to try and figure out this medical equipment to try and uh,
If I
detach it without
may,
raising any alarms.
if I
Yeah.
might throw an idea out your way.
Yes. What would you like?
Well, I don't know if you wanted to open the portal sooner, and the reason I say that is because, or even just message for a minute if you have to. Kind of grew up around a biologist and understanding of some forms of medical equipment constantly being tested on myself.
Fair.
Over the many years, I probably went, "What does that do? What does this do? How do these work?"
Okay. If I took a couple of pictures of the equipment and went, how do I make it stop beeping? And sent that to Leviathan.
Would that help in any way? As a GM question.
You know what? You can add a team from the add from one of the team pool for that.
Okay.
Yay!
Creative problem solving.
Here's hoping.
Yeah.
So now instead of just a flat roll, it's +1. Oh, but we're solid. That makes it 11.
Fantastic. You
Just
are,
had to make sure.
you
It
are
wasn't the
able
+1 we
to
needed, it was the good
unhook,
luck.
like everything without making any noise. Um, the thing that like scares you the most is there is a tense moment where you start to take off the like heart rate monitor,
Uh-huh.
and it like flatlines for a second, but you quickly press the button to turn off the beeping. So
Shut up.
it quickly goes beep, and then silence.
Better get a move on.
Yep. With that, she goes, all right. She texts Leviathan back, be ready. And
But
Okay.
yeah, and there's also like a panel of like that because I imagine that there is also a place where the readouts of like all the machines are on display, so that if someone is not in the room,
uh
um,
actually no, that's not common.
really
Yeah.
that
There's an alarm for sustained Like
What is it?
if
It's
something,
oxygen, blood pressure, and
yeah, like if
heart
it's
rate.
if the numbers start going crazy and like they start
Well,
going tachycardic or anything like that.
when you take off the readers for the heart rate, it does start to flatline because it's nothing. So would
Yeah,
that
if
also
but
trigger an alarm?
if you turn that off though, that alarm doesn't trigger at the nurse's
Correct.
station.
Okay, that's what I was.
That's to
what I was
prevent a bunch of false alarms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. But like that's why like if you see it fall off and it like nobody like puts it back on or something like that, they'll come in like and check to see if they need to call a code blue to see if they need the crash cart and things like that.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I'm learning things today.
Date
Medical
nurses in
field is
PMC, you'll
fascinating
learn
and
way
also
too
not
much.
fun.
But yeah. So he definitely seems to be struggling when you take him off the ventilator.
Well,
Or
oxygen. If it was a vent, we'd have a whole
Oxygen.
big problem.
I don't know terms.
You're
I
okay.
know
You got seconds. Let's
Yeah.
make it happen.
when you take him off the oxygen, it seems like he is struggling to breathe.
So she'll notice that and commit to opening a portal to Leviathan.
Okay. Yeah, and so you're going to use your portal ability to enter into a scene. You're going to overexert yourself by bringing this second person with you. So you are going to mark 2 on your doom track.
Didn't you say you were just opening the door to push someone else through and not go with it?
I'm gonna try. I don't know if I'll succeed at that. Cause
He's gonna be lost in the liminal space.
no. I'm more concerned about if I'm able to stay and have him go and me not go with him. Cause I want to be able to leave the room and not necessarily draw attention, but because if I say, hey, I'm just gonna be a minute and then never come back out of the room, they might notice.
I would argue that
They
might
would
be a little
still
beyond
notice
the
if you
ability.
came out of the room and he was gone.
Only if they looked in.
They would probably look in.
If they're good security, they will.
I
And
mean, fair.
This isn't like security guard. These are actual police officers.
Yeah.
You're giving them a lot more credit than you should, but okay.
That depends
Well,
on cops.
No. It's not because they're just cops. It's because these are comic book cops. And they're
That's
supposed to be a threat.
They are comic book cops.
And they're supposed to be like the big threat we're facing. So it makes sense that they would be extra vigilant. It's like we're playing on hard.
Well, then let's
Well,
just
they-
assume I pushed the guy
We're
through.
playing Hitman, guys. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I'm not necessarily trying to stay behind.
Yeah, I think it's a simpler plan if you just go with them.
That's fair. Okay, so I'm gonna grab him and have a hand on the bed. Like trying to bring both.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, mark 2 on your doom track.
Did
As we get a scene of Leviathan holding the camera and Gravitas going, and sometimes I can do this, and suddenly they appear.
That's not in my list of things.
the pool. We need to get him in the pool. He's already having trouble breathing.
All right. Set the camera down immediately. Go over to the thing. Gravitas, make sure that video gets wiped on that last take. And go.
She kind of turns to make sure that the portal closes because she's never done this before.
It does, and as it closes, you see the cops like coming into the room, and you just kind of lock eyes with one of them as it closes and is like, what?
Yeah.
Ah, and
Ah. Text Hound, get out.
then get out now.
I'm here, get out.
It cuts to a panel of Hound in the utility closet with like two other janitors, and they're sitting around like just
still
a
playing, like,
cart
cards.
with a deck of cards out.
Fucking playing poker.
In the
He's
middle of
winning
it,
all their
Hound
money.
gets a text and goes, "Oh, I have to fold. Sorry, guys. Do you mind if I borrow a jumpsuit?"
How much have you given
Sure,
them?
Fine. And
Thanks. All right. Anyway, great meeting you, Todd. Bill, I hope Susie does well at her recital. See you later.
Yep.
bye.
The ex-criminal is now
Bill, have
making
you got
friends
any
with the
fives? We're playing.
custodian crew.
Oh, we're playing gin.
Full gin.
And,
What do you mean? I thought this was Go Fish.
Hound is just gonna walk out of the hospital like he's supposed to be there, and he's just getting off his shift.
Heading for the
Totally
bus
fine.
stop.
And you are able to get out before the hospital is put on lockdown.
A patient was stolen from the ICU.
Yeah. So we now have Gravitas, Leviathan, and Pyrrha currently in the sanctuary with a comatose and partially suffocating police lieutenant.
Here,
Leviathan, help me get him into the pool.
And I'll, gently lift from the bed and into the poolside.
And she's gonna sit with him, keeping an eye on him.
Okay.
Pyrrha will get a message from Hound saying, "I'm out. It'll take a while. I need to take the bus."
Pyrrha makes a mental note that we really need to get you some kind of like designated set of wheels.
But yeah,
Well, he has the
as-
belt.
Doesn't want attention on him right now.
That's fine.
also
I'm just
can
saying.
only
You do have
travel
it.
at like 40 feet at
Yeah.
max.
Well, that's like
The
when I
belt's-
jump.
Listen, Hound does have the ability to get wheels right now, and he's actively choosing not to steal a car.
I know you need designated wheels.
Designated being the key word.
One day we will mystery machine this shit.
Oh boy.
Okay. Yes, as you sit in the pools with Lieutenant Ambrose, I'm guessing you're kind of sitting there, you're keeping his head above water.
Yeah.
You do see some like fizzing around the areas that he has bandaged up, but also what looks to be like rays of sunlight coming off of the wounds.
Ooh. Solar
And
powered.
yeah, as if the power of the sun itself is healing this man. And
Oh no.
and the wraps start to like fade off, and he's left there kind of and he starts to breathe regularly. And I think it's at that point you kind of like lower his head in uh for a bit, as his head and neck wound start to heal in the same uh fashion, before he just kind of pops his head up.
Sputters, spits out water.
Yeah,
I have one crazy question, Rev.
I might have an answer.
Is he wearing like the gown, or is he still in his police getup from the incident?
He'd be in a gown.
I figured, but
So,
I'm checking.
so he is wearing a gown, but
Okay.
because this is fiction,
Yes.
and because none of his wounds were in fact uh, below the waist, he is wearing a gown with like you know the the pants that they have when you like also have to wear the grippy socks.
Okay. So then my question following that
So
is
he's wearing
I
like
assume.
scrub pants.
Okay, scrub pants. So my better question following up on that is that he does not have any of his weapons or badges or
No,
anything.
absolutely not.
That's what I was checking for specifically.
No personal effects would have been on him.
Probably not, but I wanted to just play it safe in case he decided to draw a gun on us in his moment of shock.
No,
That would be really
absolutely
weird if
not.
they
He is
kept him
not
with a
armed.
gun.
So I was like,
he is not
gotta
armed.
double check.
He is wearing a hospital gown with pants.
Sounds good to me.
That is all that he has, other than the little festival bracelet they put on you at the
Woohoo!
Festival bracelet. Worst party ever.
Yeah.
I went to this event. All I got was shot in this shirt.
I'm gonna say that Pyrrha has dropped back into her hero costume and is there basically just ready to be like, hey, you're okay.
He's looking around like in a daze as things start to come in focus. There's a lot of light in this room. He has not really used his eyes in a couple of days.
Hey,
And it's
John?
oh,
John?
This isn't a dream, I promise.
You're okay.
I sure hope it's not a dream. And
Yeah.
my dreams are usually nicer than this.
I don't feel like that. We
I
healed
don't
you.
usually have a headache.
We're trying our best and give it a few minutes. You'll be okay. Take a sip. It might help.
A sip of what?
She kind of gestures to the water around him.
Where? What?
Welcome to the Caduceus pools.
The what?
Listen, you were hurt. You've been kind to us. We wanted to help. So I fixed you.
I don't. Was that you?
Was what me?
Earlier? I don't remember a lot after I got shot. But I remember someone sitting over me
Yeah.
trying to until I passed out.
Nobody saw that it was me, but it was me. Yeah.
It was you at the museum too.
Yes.
Damn
As he
bird.
looks over your shoulder and sees Pythos standing on the head of a statue. I guess I owe you guys my life.
Nah. You, I think, know that we're not the bad guys. And This was just kind of us paying you back.
Not to say we're not open to relationship things in the future.
Are you hitting
Sorry,
on
you're a
me?
little young for me.
You're a little literal too far.
And
Aye.
it's that panel at the same time we have Gravitas going, "Are you hitting on him?" and him going, "You're a little young for me."
No, that was Priya asking.
Professional.
Oh God, there's two of them.
He has medical head injuries.
Not
That
anymore.
one I can't explain.
Not anymore.
He's coming too. Give him a minute.
Gravitas, are you still sitting in the wheelchair?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just making sure for what he sees.
We're gonna milk this for everything we can.
He sees you sitting in the wheelchair. That was a hell of a speech you gave.
Thank you. I've been practicing my public speaking.
Well, it certainly paid off.
Then she looks at Hound, frightened, and goes, "That's a lie."
Hound's not back.
Oh. She looks at Leviathan. "That's a lie."
Wow, your first lie. Congrats.
Well, he kind of chuckles because were you whispering loudly? Yeah.
Probably.
He just
She doesn't
kind of
understand,
smirks.
does he?
He just kind of smirks and looks over to Leviathan. Goes, "I'm sorry."
What, this? And he just leans over to the small healing wound from when he had been shot earlier in the week.
That and everything else.
Wow.
You guys have given me a lot to think.
That is
If-
the hope.
If it helps at all, what they were saying we did, I mean, we didn't. And she kind of steps back and produces the spear. And she's like, "This is attached to me. It literally can't go more than 30
We
feet
can't
away
give
from
it
me.
to anyone.
I can't give it to anybody."
And where's the other one?
He
Well,
so he had to take he had to
he had to take the bus.
get himself back to where we are, because
He's on his way.
the method I used to get you here was immediate and not not able to pull him to.
All right. So, would you mind
Oh, go ahead.
if I asked a question?
As long as you
Certainly.
are okay with the fact that we might not be able to answer it to
But we'll
protect
do
our
our best.
families
I
and
think
whatnot.
I would really like to hear, well, minus one, your side of the story. All of your sides of the story.
From what point? What would you like to know?
From your point.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll start up and just kind of step forward and start just relaying kind of everything as to, without giving my name away and those that I live with. I just kind of explain kind of my life story and what led up to this point, kind of summarize up until recent events, and then start getting into the heavy detail as to what's been going on, what all's happened. You know, we got to a point where we stabbed each other quite literally. We got to a point where we've made contact with gods from another, like age that apparently exist, and we're still coming to terms with that, all but one of us. And how all of these events have kind of taken place and how we've ended up in the situations we have and the decisions we've had to make up until those points, and kind of why we're kind of at our rope's end. We don't want anyone to be hurt just in our sake, but at the same time, I don't feel like it's fair that we're going to give up our freedom because of a misunderstood point, potentially.
Pyrrha does her best to explain the spear and how when we were trying to
Return it.
defeat people who were trying to steal it, she ended up touching it, and because of what they assume might be a biological connection to the original owner, it now becomes a tattoo on her arm. And she can't, she tries to she'll hand it to Leviathan and have him run away, and it just poofs back to her.
Yeet.
I mean, his
was it?
is magic bullshit.
Yeah, and so wasn't he there? Wasn't he the one at the museum, asking the director of that part of the museum questions and stuff, or the curator, I should say?
Yeah.
So this should be lining up with what he was being told there
she
too.
Explains that she's talked to the guy who the professor that curates that, and she's like, we've tried to figure out this. I've offered some of my other relics in trade because those I can part with, and he's like, don't worry about it, we'll figure it out.
Look, it'd be easier if we didn't have the thing. We don't want it.
I'm not even trained to fight with it. It's just
you've grown attached to it.
And then he nods and he turns to Gravitas and goes, so where do you fit into all of this?
Oh, I'm just a girl in a wheelchair.
You can quit lying.
Bullshit.
No, really.
Atta girl.
You're not here.
Don't give him nothing.
He's bound to show up eventually. It can't be more than 30 minutes away.
Yeah, and he still goes, it's bullshit, but you're sticking to it.
I had a really good teacher.
She's new, and not just to the group, but to this life.
I'm a fan. I'm a fangirl.
I really like that she's sticking to it, but that's not everything. I won't say what out of respect, but I'll tell you that's not all of it.
All right. And he's just kind of sitting at the edge of the pool, and he's got the hospital. He's kind of taken off the hospital gown, so he's just kind of sitting there in scrub pants, and his feet kind of dangling in the pool.
She's gonna get up and get him a towel.
And he starts to dry himself off. And I think that's when Hound would walk in.
Hound's gonna walk in and go, just pull off his mask and go, oh, that hill is no joke.
You knew he was gonna be here.
I thought he'd be gone by now.
And you didn't even have these two ratting you out.
So you admit it was a lie.
I'm just saying it's a weird thing to think that anything is my first lie.
What is he still doing here?
Honestly, he's
Making professional relationships here.
the best chance we have at fixing our media relations problem is, the guy in charge of the
The guys
task
after
force
us.
trying to catch us?
I didn't think it would take that long to have that conversation.
Spend
There's
30
a lot
minutes,
that's
my
happened.
dude. I realize that public transportation sucks, but it's not a time dilation.
How long did it take to heal him in the pools? I was riddled with bullets. It healed me pretty quick.
I mean, 5-10 minutes.
And he's still here?
He's been
Also,
talking.
also out of game. To be fair, the pools didn't heal Hound. Apollo healed Hound.
Apollo healed. Yeah.
That's true.
And that was instantaneous.
Yeah. And he didn't just heal your bullets, he brought your eyeball back. She turns to him and goes, "Oh, by the way, if you had any scars you were particularly attached to, they might be gone."
I'm not
I-
particularly fond of scars.
I'm pretty sure you have to have a deep emotional connection to them.
No.
Are you implying that he doesn't have deep emotional connections?
Just saying, I don't know how it works.
All right. Before I head out, I have 2 questions.
Yeah.
First, I've gotten the side from your 3 perspectives. Can I get your side of the story? As he looks to Hound.
Quick question, did you recognize me at all?
And goes, yeah.
Then no. I plead the 5th.
Hound.
We're not in court.
Hound.
He's talking about what we've done as a group.
We've done
I
good.
recognize your face, kid. I was there that night at the museum.
I remember. Good. That was actually the one. That was the guy
Wrong
I
museum.
saved. It was fun. Yeah.
So
We've been doing.
Hound did get chucked out a window that night.
He did, and into a
Wrong.
dumpster, from what I recall.
That's not the museum I'm talking about.
I know what museum you're talking about.
Yeah. And that is actually when you get a flashback to you like lying on the floor of the art museum, the Zephyr or Metropolitan Art Museum, a stab wound
Oh.
in your back, as a young police officer like runs up and like puts pressure on the wound to try and keep you conscious. Your vision blurry from blood loss, and you do start to see that was a Sergeant Ambrose.
We've been doing good. We've been trying our best.
All right.
Some of us better than others.
Better recently.
All right. The next is, what should I call you?
I'm completely out of game. Did we ever pick a fucking name?
No, you never picked a fucking name.
I recall Renegade sticking out pretty good.
I feel like that's not the message you want to be sending right now.
Hold on. There
No,
were some
I'm
good
just saying I
ones.
do remember that discussion. Never
We had
said
some-
it was the most accurate at this point.
We had some good ones.
Pull up
I
the
do
list.
remember Misfits. I remember the Strays. But that keeps reminding me of Stray Kids, and I'm like,
I remember
Are
the
y'all a
Gutter
K-pop
Saints
group
because we
now?
found that one funny. That we kind of liked.
How about the little heroes? Or the young heroes? Or something. Just make it
the
something
young
simple.
ones.
Okay, Disaster Patrol. Oh, the Misfit Guard. That was one of the ones that we talked about.
Yeah,
Or
I
the
remember.
Mayhem Unit.
You know what? You can think of a name later.
He's going to say, "What should I call you?" And Hound's just going to say, "Don't."
I like that answer way too much.
Don't.
We haven't exactly settled on some kind of official
I've been
name.
doing this for like a month.
You know,
Like since we really kicked off.
We keep forgetting to have the conversation.
A lot of other things keep happening.
that's fair.
Like, I don't know, a police force trying to arrest us.
Oh,
I meant out of game, but yeah.
What's up with our display on the stream? Nobody is anybody.
Oh no.
I think
No.
somebody opened the side chat.
Yep, somebody opened side chat.
Oh.
It's no bueno. There we go.
Yeah.
We're back.
Disembodio.
Disembodio.
Gosh, Disembodio.
You opened the side chat.
I will say,
Disembodio el no bueno.
in terms of one request I have for you specifically before you, well, as you go, I'm happy to take you anywhere you'd like me to drop you off, but if it's okay with you, we're gonna need to keep our location secret until we get to like a major highway or something.
You know what? That's fine. I think I can walk.
No, I think the point is that we have to blindfold you.
Yeah,
Your secret is safe with.
all due respect, until the bounty on our heads comes off, I don't know that it is.
That's not even your fault.
It's not.
No. But I'll do what I can.
I'd really prefer you willingly let us blindfold you.
No, here's what we do. We take him out to the garage.
You know
part.
what you can do?
You can just put him in a panel van.
You can provoke him and use your influence that you have, Pyrrha.
Sure, let's do that.
So using
just
your influence, you have a +1.
We'll just put him in a panel van, and then we'll take him to somewhere, and then we'll let him loose.
My brain is going, I'd much rather unleash my powers and then put his ass unconscious again, but fine.
Oh, I'm sure that'll look good for us.
Slowly drift off to sleep.
Yeah, but he'll know better.
Anyways, okay. Provoke. Superior.
Mm-hmm.
Double force for an 8 plus the 1 from influence is 9.
Yes. But also because you have influence over him, it's going to sway his decision making. So he's not going to choose to abandon to not do it and thus like error or anything. He is going to listen to you. Uh and go, okay, you know what? You make a point. You want to keep your privacy. Yeah. And you know what? I owe you at least that much.
Appreciate it.
Um,
She
but
she
one
runs.
request.
Oh yeah, okay.
If you have it, does anybody have any clothes I can wear? This, like, you gave me a towel to dry off, but these pants are still wet.
I think I have something. I'll see.
I mean,
Right.
I'm wondering if there's anything in the training room like gym clothes or something.
You just took a jumpsuit. Just give him your jumpsuit.
True.
Zip. Here you go.
Janitor jumpsuit from the hospital.
Is this a set of coveralls?
Effectively.
Yeah.
Apparently.
I had permission to take them.
Ghost. Okay. And he goes off somewhere to change.
Pyrrha's gonna grab one of the many burner phones they have and program in their burner phone numbers.
Yeah.
And like give it to him and be like, if you need to contact us, here.
All right. So let's get to it.
I'll see him out. Who wants to come with?
He's just got to walk out and go in the neck and just take him out. No, I'll go with to a point.
I thought you were taking him in a car or something.
I was just gonna I was just gonna make a car basically and take him somewhere.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah. What you want? Like sedan?
Doesn't matter, it's going to be pretty conspicuous anyway.
Really? It's just vaguely off. Stare at it too hard and you'll know it's not real.
I think if you travel with Leviathan, it always has to.
Yeah. If it's with Leviathan, we either have to have a convertible or, more recently, because of our low profile, a panel van.
Oh, man. We're just going to make the mystery machine. The case car.
But yeah, so all of that goes on without a hitch. So
we'll even drop him back off at the hospital, maybe, to where we can, I don't know, have the alert shut down.
Then in that case, he would probably, or the if you decide to drop him off at the hospital, he'd probably just put his hospital. He would just be wearing his hospital clothes.
What happened? He wandered off. You didn't see anything.
All right.
Um, so I'm gonna say a few days pass.
Okay.
There is a news frenzy about the disappearance and miraculous healing of the lieutenant.
Aliens.
In that meantime, we'll say, Shinobi, you sent off your uh, your
Audition.
your,
Your
yeah
audition.
your audition tape to
The application audition video.
you know your high school application, your scholarship application.
Fair.
I mean, they probably have a GED program.
One panel of.
I mean, it's an actual high school, so it's more of an actual just. Hey, do you want to come to school?
With I would have one panel of Pyrrha giving some offerings to Apollo just as thanks. Like she's becoming a devoted worshiper at this point.
Okay.
Building my chair.
The chair would probably arrive, yeah.
Yeah, there would be a panel of Hound and Leviathan building the chair.
And all the shit is being
or
given to
Hound
him.
building the chair and Leviathan building Hound's bed.
There'd be a panel
I'll
of
do this for you if you do this for me.
there'd be a panel of Hound walking over to the Apollo shrine while Pyrrha isn't looking and just tilting everything over.
Pythos pecking you to get you away.
And I think it's while you're all at the hideout, just working on some stuff, you get an alert, like a message on your communicators telling you to put on the news.
Go to the computer room.
Yeah.
To the computer room.
Turning on the television in this computer room, you see that there is a press conference being held in front of the police headquarters. And
Ruskin's
standing
so
at
mad.
a podium.
I said Rusk's going to be so mad.
Standing at the podium is there is Police Chief Ruskin. He's standing behind Lieutenant John Ambrose, who is making a conference, basically talking about how he makes a statement saying, "Thank you all for coming. I know there's been a lot of speculation and a lot of people have questions about what happened to me recently after I was very nearly fatally attacked. And my quite miraculous recovery. Now, I have no idea who it was that tried to take my life. But I know who is responsible for saving. Anyway, when I joined the Zephyr City Police, I set out with a goal of keeping this city that I love and the people that I care about safe. And I feel like I have very much accomplished that goal. But recently I've begun to question. I was set out as the head of a task force whose mission, its initial creation, was to track down a group of kids. Kids who, though a little misguided, bit and chaotic, and who have strayed a bit from the path that may have let them be seen for who they really are much sooner. Who've only ever wanted to do the right thing and do what I set out to do, and that is help people. And we were tasked with hunting them down like dogs. But in the face of that adversity, it was those same stray kids that took me, and through some fantastical means that I do not know how, saved me and pulled me from the brink of death. What should have killed me has given me a new lease on life. To those who saved me, I say thank you. You are heroes. Yes. And I will no longer be a part of any that is trying to take you down. I regretfully announce that I will be retiring from the Zephyr City Police Department, and effective
Oh
immediately.
no.
Click, 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 click.
Yeah.
There
Oh,
goes our
no.
leverage.
Oh no, our inside man is no longer inside. Shit.
We still have Ruskin if we can convince him.
And it's at that point that Ruskin like steps in front and like puts a hand over the microphone, and like there is a media frame. Yeah. And yeah, that's where that's gonna end. How do y'all react?
Court of public opinion will be on our side, but oh damn, do the police still not like us?
Yeah.
Well, I think I think this is cause for celebration. Minor even if it may be. We've at least, as Pyrrha mentioned, the court of public opinion might very well be with us now. Not to mention, we saved the life of a man who didn't deserve death. Especially at the potential cost of one's own sacrifice.
Mhm.
And I think that deserves celebration of some kind.
So, guys, I hate to mention it, but if we want to celebrate, there's no liquor here.
Dude, it's not always about drinking. I'll throw pizza in. And I think we might have mozzarella sticks in the.
It's been a few days. We've loaded up on food. Like, yeah. Break
Kid
out the Totino's pizza rolls.
teenager food.
Right.
We got Eggos, Fruity Pebbles.
I'll try to make a cake.
Yeah, and I think we did good, you guys. Like,
I think we did. As much as of a difficulty as it was, I'm happy we all stuck through this and managed to get through it all in one relative piece, gesturing at Hound.
Am I in multiple pieces right now? What are you? What?
You lost an eye and was full of holes at one point through this, Holmes.
That's but
They're all back.
I know. That's why I said
I think this
relatively
is
one
the
piece.
first time Gravitas has noticed it's back and is very confused.
it's the pools. Well, actually, that might have just been an Apollo thing.
That was an Apollo thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that was an Apollo thing.
I think that regardless of what happens from here on, for the time being, I think it's fair enough to say that I'm proud of each and every one of us for our own respective talents, intent, and everything that we intend going forward. Whatever our challenges may be, I'm sure we'll be just fine. There's hope for all of us in some way or another.
And and I'm gonna say that that is going to be that little speech is going to be uh, presented as like narration bubbles throughout the next couple of scenes, and because as you start your party, the scene is going to transition to a little bit later at um, at Shinobu's house or apartment, and where she comes in to her apartment, and her parents, her mother and father, are currently sitting in their living room with a gentleman she doesn't recognize.
Oh shit, it's an intervention.
This gentleman, uh, sitting in a very nice black tailored suit, wearing a crimson and dress shirt and a red and black striped tie. Yeah, he's a rather lean looking gentleman, uh, and kind of a longish face, with a red stubbly beard and shoulder length white hair with a red streak in it, and and the most notable feature is his eyes. Uh, both the iris and sclera are pitch black, but the pupil seems to be glowing a deep blue. Oh, uh, and he smiles and he goes,
I mean,
"Well,
I
hello
think
there."
Gravitas does say, it's sort of late for an intervention.
the this gentleman and chuckles and goes, "Well, uh, no, I'm not here for any sort of intervention, and I don't I don't think that's something that you need. And, Uh, please allow me to introduce myself. Oh, Uh, my name is Mr. Hellstrom, and I am the headmaster of Morphos Academy." Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Man, you got to answer
Finley,
fast.
Finley told me about you.
Yes, I know Mr. Fisher pretty well. I also received your uh, application video, as well as your
Can I
parents
tell
were
you a
very kind
secret?
enough.
That wasn't my first take.
That's fine. That's perfectly all right.
You're welcome.
Your parents also sent me an email, uh, all shining recommendations, and I think I think we may very much have a place for you next semester. if you wouldn't mind moving out to California.
I mean, I think they have places for wheelchairs in the airplane.
Yes, I'm sure they will. I was more referring to whether or not you would be willing to move.
Oh, of
And
course. I mean, why do you think I made that video?
that's, you know, that is indeed a fair question. But I always want to make sure that you're sure. So I take that as a yes.
I wonder if I could stop an earthquake. Maybe
Well,
with your help, I could.
we'll we'll see what we can do.
Slightly
Uh,
concerned as to when she comes back.
and he uh, he like stands up and he reaches out and places a hand on your shoulder. Uh, you see the hand on your shoulder, but you don't really feel anything. Uh, as it looks like he's like semi passed through your shoulder. And he goes, "Well, I look forward to seeing you after the winter break." And his form just kind of uh away as a like uh uh as this astral projection of the headmaster disappears.
Guess I'm gonna have to get used to stuff like that.
Not sure how you haven't already.
The uh the scene then shifts as uh moment.
Hey, Rev,
Yes.
kind of a clerical thing. Since we had a celebration, um,
Yeah.
could I utilize a team move?
Absolutely, you can use a lot as a team.
Okay, I think I'm gonna have to, since Leviathan initiated it, I'm gonna have to give him the influence. But if I can spend one of the team from the pool, I'd like to clear one of the boxes from my Doom track.
Uh,
That is one of their ways they clear it.
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let me see. Perfect. You're gonna have to change my labels though.
Okay. What are you changing your labels to?
Oh no, it's his.
Uh-huh. Let's see. What do we got? I think, all things considered, I think we're going to push superior up and mundane down.
All right. Fantastic. Uh, this
Cool.
issue will end.
I said cool.
This issue will end with a scene inside of what looks to be a conference room, watching over the latest news segment about the announcement of the of Lieutenant Ambrose uh, leaving the police department after being saved by a group of young heroes. Um, as a man in a navy blue suit with a metal mask stares over her. His voice almost roboticized is as he says, "Well, it seems you've missed your mark, Killshot." And as the woman in green and black armor stands glaring uh, at the image of Lieutenant Ambrose, going, "So it would seem, sir." Huh? "Oh, don't worry. You'll get another shot at it, I assure you." Well, and at the young heroes who took that kill away from you. Well, but this has been a learning experience. No plan survives the first encounter with the force. We'll have to come up with a new plan. As the door opens and a slightly hunched over figure in a stained, dirty lab coat, a hood over their face, comes in, and uh, they see an image of a strange looking gas mask with the rebreather apparatus and what looks to be a skull face instead of this normal gas mask. Steps through and goes, "Oh, Doctor, it's good to see you out of the. Yeah, we are just looking over list adversaries." Is and the doctor looks at as it shows images from the fight with Bomba, particularly, yeah, you know, a image of Leviathan fighting this fighting this living bomb. As he walks away, yeah, yeah, the scene follows him as he holds up a tablet showing this image, and there's just a final speech bubble that says, "My creation lives." And that is where we're going to end this season.
Oh
God
god.
damn it, Rev.
Oh god. I am excited but sad.
So yes, for those who have stuck around, this does mean a farewell to our beloved Zoup. Due to scheduling, they will not be able to return for the next season. We have so much loved having her here. You are always a joy at every table that you are at. I really wish we could explore more with Gravitas, but you know what? Never say never. I'm a wrestling fan. Never say never is a big thing. So maybe someday we'll get to see more adventures, or you'll grace us with an entirely new character down the line someday. But we have a whole lot of adventures to come. New villains have presented themselves with new connections to our heroes. But we're going to be taking another extended break before we start with season 2. Season 2 will be a lot shorter than season 1. We're not going to do an almost 20 episode season. But that will be starting up again around September to give everyone here and at the Starfield time to recover. You know, a lot of people have plans and for travel and cons coming up. So once everyone is recovered from all of that, we'll be coming back with a vengeance, both figuratively
Clearly.
and literally in cases. But until
Yeah.
then, we're gonna do our post game questions as always before we do our outros, and we will see you later. Quickly, because I know we're on a time crunch. Gravitas, how did you grow today?
I grew into my image of myself.
Fantastic. So you will adjust your labels accordingly. Hound, how have you grown this session?
Grew closer to Pyrrha. How am I changing my labels?
Where's my influence? I want to make sure I have influence over you.
You do.
I do.
I've already checked.
Okay. Let's go with superior up. Freak down?
Okie dokie. And I'm going to clear my guilty condition.
All right. Leviathan.
I'm gonna say Pyrrha. Labels shift.
Hold on, let me look at yours real quick.
Not where I want them.
I would honestly say savior up. Actually, no. I think mundane went up because you were doing like some really basic stuff with Gravitas, and maybe savior down.
Okay. Last but not least, Pyrrha.
I'd say Hound. Who it doesn't look like has influence over me right now. So
All right, fantastic.
I will take that.
And I believe you have made another great ally. You've done good.
and continued to worship the guy who fixed the waters.
Yeah, I'd say you're definitely a step closer to defeating your nemesis.
Which I don't think lets me clear another one. It just lets me mark potential. So
Yes.
Oh,
Hey,
so that's 2
potential's
potential.
potential. Yeah.
Which
Alrighty.
levels me up.
Outros. Zoup.
Hi, I'm Zoup. You can check out my card to see what I'm doing. zoupmachine.card.co. Bye.
Cool. Cryptid, we can't find you. Oh,
Where am I?
You're in some
Arkai,
box. It's
where
fine.
can we find you?
You can find me on both X and Instagram under the name of Frigid Fae Brushworks. If you need any form of minis or commissions done for any game, TTRPG, or even just display pieces you want. So let me know if you ever need anything done.
All right, Dice.
Dice Goblin Black Cat. I'm on most platforms as Dice Goblin Black Cat, and you can find me pretty much anywhere. And my dice are at fateandfortunedice.com. Everything's 50% off, so get it while it's there.
Cool. I am Rev. I'm your game master. You can find me here when we come back. I believe also July 11th. on the Starfields YouTube, you can find me in Under the Skin, a Vampire the Masquerade actual play one shot. It's super cool. I got to play a Nosferatu, and I got to do a silly voice and be very grumpy. But yeah, until we meet again for season 2, be kind to each other, stay awesome, and remember that Hank Green does not work at Target. Bye.